Hello guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Toluwani, but you can call me Wani for short. How are you all doing? Okay, if you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe to this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you already. Thank you for coming back to watch all that I'm doing here. um don't mind the face. I've just returned from a 9 to 5 job, and so today we're going to be talking about business. Yes, and don't judge me when I say I've been on both sides of the divide. Like, I've been into business and then now I'm working 9 to 5. Have a reason for that. We're just going to talk about business generally. No, not generally. In the area of investors and pitching your business to an investor. So let's get started. Welcome back, and yes, I don't want this video to be lengthy because I have a lot to say already, and I'll just go right into it. So we'll talk about the investors. Who are investors? Like, what do they do? So investors are those how do I say this, the money bags. Maybe not necessarily so, but of course they have the money. So you have a business, either startup, or maybe you are looking to expand your business and then you don't have the money yourself, so you need an investor. That means you need somebody to put down their money. And of course, investors don't just give you their money and then they're not expecting anything in return. So they expect something in return for putting in their money or for trusting you with their money, right? So we have 5 common types of investors, the ones that are really common, right? So you can have angel investors. Those ones are the ones that are just individuals, right? Or entrepreneurs that they have the money and then they are just looking to help somebody out. But for me, I feel like if you call yourself an angel investor, I feel like you just give the money and then turn back. But then I feel like their commandments are not so grievous, so they just give you their money and then they are not they expect to be a part of the business, right? Maybe they become a shareholder of the business. And then we have banks. Ah, god, those ones, I don't know if the narrative have changed now, but growing up, I feel like a lot of people really are so scared of taking money from the bank, but because they'll just be like, no, don't take loan from banks. So I feel like it's because the return on investment is high or something. I don't know. So I don't know the narrative now, whether it's still the same or things have changed around here. And then we have the peer-to-peer lending. We have venture capitalists, and what's the last one? What's the last one? What's the last one? Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I mentioned 5 already. So we have banks, angel investors, peer-to-peer lending, venture capitalists, and I think there's one more, but I've forgotten. So right, so these are people, right, that, yes, personal investors. I remember now. Personal investors, right? They just give you their money and then they expect something in return. But for you as a business owner, you need to, you know, when you want to meet this set of people, I think I should recommend a video on YouTube or videos on YouTube for you if you are looking to pitch to investors. The channel is Dragon's Den. Those guys, they're Americans, right? Bunch of Americans, like 5 of them, and then they just sit down in a room, and then the business owner comes in and then pitch to them. Those guys are really, I don't know the word to use to describe them, but they would drill you. That's just the long and short of it, because they want to give you their money. So if you don't know what you're doing, of course they will not give you their money. So you can check them out. And for me, everything I'm talking about right now is because of the experiences, not so much, but I will say trainings that I've been through on business, and you can find all of that here. Like, let me just display my certificates for you to see. Shout out to Faith Foundations, by the way, for training, for all the trainings actually. So let's go to the business speech, right? Okay, so when we talk about business pitches or pitch deck, yes, pitch deck is like a slide documents that you are preparing, that you want to present to an investor. So of course, most likely you know what you want to say, and if you don't, you need to prepare, right? Pitching to an investor is not an easy job. You need to prepare really, like know everything about your business and a whole lot of things, right? But for the presentation deck, for the pitch deck rather, there's some things you need to include when you're preparing the document. So pitch deck is just like a document, or it could be a slide presentation that you want to use, to pitch to investors, but you need to prepare the document, right? You need to prepare the slides. And so I'm just going to be talking around the content that'll be in the slides. So let's just continue on that. So when you're preparing these documents, I'm not going to list in no particular order, not in ascending order or descending order. I'm just going to mention how, like, what you're supposed to include in the documents that you're preparing for investors. So number one thing you might want to write is that, what is the problem, right? So you have a business. What problem is your business solving, really, right? What is the problem? And then the next thing is, what solution are you bringing on board? So I went into childcare, right? And I knew the problem was that, parents now want to get out. Long be gone are those days, rather, as they used to say, when our parents or our mommies used to be housewives, right? But now, all the single ladies, all the married ladies, they are out now, also helping out in the family, like family income and all of that. So mommies are into businesses now, they're into 9-to-5 jobs, so they needed somebody, right? They needed an avenue or where to keep their babies while they go about their own businesses, and that has been prevalent over time. So crutches all over just started up, right? And so I ventured into that. So we are solving a problem of, okay, go about your business, but who keep your baby for you, will help you with take care of your baby pending the time you are going about your business. And then when you come back, you can come and get your baby and then take it from there. So it means like we are easing off the burden from parents. And so that was the problem, and then we provided the solution that, okay, fine, you don't need to worry, just bring your babies, right? We will take care of them. So that's the solution you're preferring. Now I use that as example for you. Find your own problem, find a solution, right? The next thing you want to include is the what of your market. So if I'm saying the what of your market, I'm talking around 3 different things, right? I'm talking about your TAM, your SAM, and then your SUM. Don't worry, I will explain what I mean. So when I say your TAM, that's your total available market. So let's say you want to go into a cement business, you might want to know what is the total available market, right? How many people are actually using this product or is open to this service, right? So let's say you might want to say, in Nigeria, a lot of people are using cement. Maybe 90% of the people in Nigeria uses cement. So that's your total available market. So you're saying that, okay, so there's a market for me. If I venture into this business, I will have, I'm going to have profits in it because there's a wild market for it, right? And then you streamline your TAM to your SAM. Your SAM is serviceable available markets. So we are saying that in all of these total markets, how many of the markets or how much of the market is available to you as a business owner, right? It's not possible to serve the 90% of the people using cement. I'm saying, right? I'm using cement as an example now. It's not possible to service to acquire the whole 90%. You have competitors, right? So you might want to streamline your what of the market to how many is available to you. And then once you are done with your SAM, then you move down again to your SUM. Your SUM is serviceable obtainable market. So even in the, let's say in the 90%, you are saying, 50% is available. Maybe the 40% is acquired by competitors. And then you are saying that, okay, 50 is available to me. You also have to streamline the 50 and say, which one can I capture? Am I servicing the contractors using cement? Or the bricklayers? Am I going to serve to individuals buying cement? Just streamline it down to serviceable, obtainable market, right? So once you have all of that, that's the what of the market. You do all the assignments, and all of this requires research. You can't sit in your house and then you're looking for the figures, or you're looking for, how do I say this, the numbers of all this, the percentage of all this. So you need to do your research, right? And then, so we talked around the what of the market. And then the next thing I might want to include in this slide is why. Why now? Why do you want to start this business now? I know in the time of coronavirus, when we're in lockdown, all these Zoom, yes, for example, was prevalent. Why? Because a lot of people see the need for Zoom to use Zoom actually. Why? Because when lockdown, businesses need to move on. So people need to find an avenue to still go about their businesses, do some online conferences, do what they do, right? So we result in working from home, we result in using Zoom application to do our meetings and all of that. And research shows that Zoom as at 2020, right, made a lot of money on that. Who would have thought, right? But then you might want to say, so when I say why do you want to start the business now, or why this business now, you might want to ask yourself, what is the circumstances in my environment, what is happening right now that I feel like if I venture into this business, I'm going to be profitable, right? So ask yourself the why and input into your pitch deck. And then the next thing is your business model. Yes, and when we talk about business model, we're talking about how do you want to generate income. So now all these things I'm saying that you're going to input all of this in your pitch deck. That's your document, right, that you're going to be presenting to investors. So you might want to say your business model. You want to talk about your business model, and you agree with me, there are a lot of business model, which I'm going to just be mentioning a few, right? So business model is talking around how you want to make money, how do you want to generate revenue for this business I'm starting, or this business I'm into right now. And then first thing first is to know, is it B2B or is it B2C? When I say B2B, I mean, like, is it business to business? Is your business serving other businesses? If it is B2C, are you serving consumers or customers? So business to customers, right? So you might want to determine that. And then your other business model can be we have transactional, right? We have transactional model, business model, or revenue based model. That means you are transactional. Your business model is like, whatever service I'm offering, whatever product I'm giving to you, you are paying me back immediately, like pay as you go. Transactional, like there's no, you know what I mean. You are transacting immediately and then you are getting something immediately. And then you might want to say, oh, cumulation or subscription base, which we have in most of maybe DSTV subscription, right? That you are getting the service, but you are paying at the end of the month, right? So you're piling up your bills, and then at the end of the month they take off your whatever, your viewing ability, and then you have to subscribe again, to be able to have access to that service again. So that's like subscription based model. So I don't know the type of business you're into. If you feel like subscription based model is the way you want to generate revenue, you can determine that and then go by it. Another revenue model is business model is we have what's this one? We have ad. Yes, you have ad-based revenue model. Ad-based revenue model is like you have a platform and then a lot of people come to your platform to advertise their product, and then you're making money off their adverts, right? You will see all of that everywhere. I feel like Zoom is one of those platforms, right? Even though sorry, did I say Zoom? YouTube, I mean, those ads can be freaking annoying. And not only Zoom, I feel like there's no site that you go into now that you not see all those pop-up and annoying ads. But as much as they're annoying, some people are making money off that. That's some people way of generating income or revenue. So if your business model is ad based, so it means that you create a platform, people come and advertise on your platform, and then you're making money even as they are making money. And then if it is there's another one, what's this one? You just skipped my mind just now. Yes, freemium, right. You can have freemium based revenue model. And what is freemium? It means that you're giving your service for free for a particular period, or maybe not a particular period. You are giving an aspect of it free, but then if somebody wants more, it's like saying, okay, I sell, yes, let me use an example. Canva, yes, this design app or avenue that's designers just come in and have different templates available to them, and then they design for free. But then if you want more add-ons, right, that means you need to go pro. That's when you begin to see, oh, move to pro, right? Subscribe to the pro version of it, so but then the platform is free. I mean, on the basics, on the base level. I feel like most people that does freemium revenue base is like you're trying to draw a lot of traffic to your website or to your app. and I mean, they are generating money from that. You and I know, right? So those are the different kinds of business model you can. There are more, right? But basically, whatever model you want to adopt will fall under all of this. And so determine your business model and then put it down in the pitch deck, right? The next thing I want to consider again is your traction. Yeah, when I say traction, traction talks about your achievement so far. If it is startup, you also have achievements. It could be, and traction doesn't have to be something big, right? It could be something as little as, oh, I have a website, oh, I have a social media handle, oh, I just did this, I just registered my business with the CAC, little achievements, right? Because an investor wants to know that, okay, I'm not putting my money in somewhere that I don't feel like your input is there, right? You have not made a lot of contribution or input towards your business. So you might want to talk about your traction, what you have been able to achieve so far in the last 1 year, how many customers you have been able to acquire, how many customers have you been able to retain, and all of that, right? You include that in your pitch deck. The next thing you want to include is your competitors, right? See, there is nothing new under the sun. So even if your business idea was heavily dropped, you know what I mean? Like you slept and you woke up and then the idea came from the Holy Spirit and all of that. Somebody somewhere is doing it, really. Maybe not the way you got it, right? And that's the beauty of businesses all over. Like somebody, we are offering the same services, but we are just doing it a little bit different from one another. So you might want to study your competitors. You might want to know what they are doing. You might want to know their business model. Just know a lot of things about them so that you can be able to fill in the gap where they are not filling in or where they are lacking, right? So that's the essence of studying your competitors. You need to know them, you need to know what they are doing, you need to know what they are doing wrong, what they are doing right, how they are making money and all of that. Just study them so that you can begin to be creative about getting a little bit ahead of them. Did I say a little bit? Maybe a little more ahead of them. All right, so I want to know about your competitors. And then this is around the last thing I want to include your pitch deck. How much do you need? Right, so you have done all your researches, you have made your document so great. You might want to say, okay, this is the amount I'm looking to expand my business, this is the amount I'm looking forward to that will make me start up this business, whatever the case may be. So but then at this point you don't need to include a particular figure. I mean, you are pitching to an investor. If they see more worth in if you put a particular figure and then they can project more than you and see, oh, your business is profitable or promising, and then you have limited yourself by putting a particular figure, it means that they'll look at you like, are you kidding me right now? But so you might just want to say around this particular figure. Can say, oh, I'm pitching, or I'm hoping to get around, maybe 5M. I'm hoping to get around, but not 500,000 and 33 naira 44 kobo. Those specific, right? No, you don't need that. Just generalize and then make room for adjustments. They might want to fall below, they might want to push up higher, right? Like I said, you can watch Dragons Den. Those guys are really crazy. How people pitch it to them, and then some gets the money and some don't. So yes, so that's that about your pitch deck and then your investors. Now, all the slides that you have prepared does not mean is not equal to the presentation. There's a part where you need to present to your investors, but then I'm not going to be able to do that because, like I said, I don't want this video to overshoot, and I think right now I am overshooting. So if I'm led in that direction again, I'm going to talk about that part where you are presenting to investors, and then they are, because it's one thing to prepare the documents, is another thing to know how to prepare, to pitch it to them, to present what you have prepared. Yeah, so that's that, guys, about your business pitches, a pitch deck, and your investors. I'll see you next time. Bye.